Hi everybody and welcome to another tutorial. This week I'm going to look at just a general PHP tutorial on how to interact with Instagram. I'm not sure about you, but when I've looked at the official Instagram API, there's not really much you can do. I can see why they do this, because they want to stop people abusing the system and stuff like that, but it can be quite frustrating if you just want to do something like a simple image upload or something like that. So I started looking around on GitHub and I've come across this cool API which is exposing some of the endpoints that Instagram don't really want you to use. I'm not really sure on the legality of using this, so you can use this at your own risk. I'm just literally showing you where it is and how to use it. So this is the library that I found. I think what it does is it emulates using an Android device. I've looked into the code and it seems to like uh, emulate an Android browser. I'm not sure why they have to do this, but it must be how they get around the checks that Instagram do. So in this tutorial I'll be showing you how in PHP you can upload an image, get someone's story and save the content from it, friend or unfriend someone, like an image, comment on an image, things like that. So let's get started. So I've just got a virtual homestead machine, which is from a previous tutorial. I'll put a link in the description if you want to know how to set up homestead virtual machine from scratch. So basically what I'm going to do is, this is my .env example, but in my real .env I've just put two new variables in. So you'd put your username like there and a password there. Obviously I've hidden mine because I don't want you to see mine. So I think what we'll do is we'll just create a new command. So we'll go PHP make command upload image. You can use this library, just forgot artisan. You can use this library just with any PHP framework, but I'm just going to use Laravel because I'm more confident with that, and I think most people watching this video will probably be using Laravel anyway. So, and I've not really used this library for a few months, so I'll probably be hitting a few pitfalls that usual people that use it the first time will encounter. So I thought, instead of me practicing it beforehand, I'll just try and do it as I would a new user. So I've made a command. You can do it in a controller or in a scheduled job or like a queued job. It's up to you. I'm just doing it as a command just so I don't have to set up any routes or anything like that. It's just, that's what you put in the command line to upload it. Right, so let's have a look at the library and see how we install it. So basically we just need this to start with, which we'll use Composer to install the library. So if you just paste that in your root folder, and then it should just install. Right, so now that's installed, we can go have a look at some examples on how to use it, which is just in this folder here. I'll put a link to this library in the description, by the way, just so you don't have to go finding it. So if we go to upload photo example, I'm literally just going to copy I don't think we need this bit, just from this part here. And then in the handle of the command, I'm just going to paste that in. Just neaten this up. So if you're planning on adding your project to Git or anything like that, I'd always recommend using the environment variables instead of just putting the username and password in your code. So I'll just show you how to do this now. So if we go, remember at the start I told you to put this in your .env file, not the example, but in your real .env, add this. And then if we go to config and services, we can make a new array in this file here. So if we just do Instagram and then username, and then you're going to use like this one above here for the stripe. You're just going to put env, env, and then so that's just going to grab the value from that .env file. And then if we just copy this, change username to password, and then we can use this in our command now or anywhere else we're using the library, just to pull it from this config file. So then the .env file never gets added to your Git repository. So it's the most secure way of having sensitive details in your code. So if we go back to, just close that. So if we go back here now, we could just put config services .instagram .username. And the reason we put services is just because it's in the services config file. So it goes services for the file, and then Instagram for this first level array, and then username and password for the third level. So if we just copy that, same thing for the password. So if so this is, so this is the name of the file that you want to upload. I think it's the location of the file. So if, I can't remember if it works by just, I think you have to have it in a certain size, but I'm not sure anymore because Instagram allows you to have non-square images. So I've just added an image of a cat into my storage app folder. It's actually not square, so we'll see if it makes you upload a square image or if you can actually just upload any image that you want. So just trying to remember how to do this now. So here we need the path of the file. So we can use the helper, which is, this is a Laravel thing, by the way, so it gets the path of your storage folder. And then I think you can just do /app/. slash. I think that works. So that'll get the full path for this cat image. We can test that actually just by doing this. So what did I call it? Instagram upload. Yeah, so it's got the I just need to remove this first slash. It must add the slash in already. Yeah, so that's the right path now to the image. Obviously, you can store these in other places. I think you can even get remote images and upload those with this library as well. But for this video, we'll just do this way. So then, if I remove that, and then let's just see if that runs. I've left the debug on so you can see what it's actually doing, but you can turn this off if it's in production. So I think that's it uploading it now. It seems to be working. Yeah, so it's, as you can see, it's just uploaded it now. So it definitely works with non-square images. So that's the image uploading. Obviously there's different things you can do. I like to pair this library with one called intervention image. Which has got a really easy installation for Laravel, but I'll probably have to go through this in a different video because it's worth doing a video just for this. But with this library, you can literally edit other images that you find and add filters to it. There's so much stuff you can do, like crop and stretch and resize and things like that, or even add like multiple images into one image and things. So I'll probably do another video on that. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see that. So let's get back to this. So next I'm going to show you how to get somebody's story. So when people upload their story, how you can save those files to your server. So let's have a look. I wonder if they've got an example for this. No, I can't see an example, but we can work out how to use it. What I'm going to do is just copy this example that we've just done because it has the login thing at the start, which we need. So if I just save as, just call it get story. So I'm going to keep all this login stuff and then just from here just get rid of that for now. So once you've done this login, you get a variable called IG which you can do things with, which I was about to show you now. Right, so as an example on how to get someone's story, I've just literally looked for someone who's got some stories so that I know that it'll actually pull something in. So I've just found this Ryan Taylor. So I've actually got a bit of code that I worked on a few months ago that I found, so I'm just going to show you how it works. So we've got this login bit that we copied from earlier on. So I'll just paste in the code from that I've already done. I'll just go through and explain what it's doing and try and look through the library at the same time and show you how to look for different features if you want to do different things. So, as I was saying earlier, everything on this library uses a PK ID, which is this. So what this first bit is doing is getting the PK by using this get info by name. So that's the username of the Instagram account, and then it does the get user. So let's have a look on the library how it works. So I think it's on response. See what it was called. Get user. So yeah, so it returns a model user. So if we go on source again, yeah, so it's in this model folder. Yes, this is the get PK that I was talking about. So every time you get a user model back, so this get user returns a user model, and then you can do get PK, which gets the PK for that user, and you can use that for a lot of different things. So you're going to need that in pretty much everything that you do. So then we want to get the feed from the story of that user by just doing IG story, get user story feed, and then the PK that we got before. So let's just see if it works to start with. So what I'm doing is just checking for each item in the story. I'm only getting the videos in this example. So just doing if it, I'm pretty sure this checks if it's a video and not a picture, return true. So then it only runs this for each item in the story if it's a video. The video versions, each item will have like a small version and a large version. I think it's just for people on poor connections so that they don't have to load a massive file. But I'm pretty sure the first one is always the big one. So if it's an array of versions, we just want the first one, which is 0. And then the get the URL is just literally the URL of that video online. I think it does have some kind of variables on the end of it, so it's only available for a certain amount of time, so you want to save it as soon as you get it, really. And then this is literally just Laravel code which puts it in storage. So let's see if it works. I usually put a sleep on a lot of things in this library because I think it's supposed to be emulating somebody using it on a phone, which if you was looping through thousands of people, you wouldn't have chance to type in their usernames in a millisecond. So I usually try and put like a second or two between each iteration of things, just so that it doesn't. I'm sure it doesn't need it for this one actually, but obviously if you was looping through multiple usernames, you'd want some kind of sleep between each one, just to give Instagram the indication that you're typing it in on a phone. So let's run this and see. What do I call it? Let's put get story. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, I think this is from an old. I think it's changed since I last used this, so let's just get rid of that for now. Let's take that out. Oh, just need to add use storage just so that it can add the actual stuff to the storage. It's saying it's done it, so let's have a look and see. Yeah, so it's added these 4 files. I literally just did the naming just as this is just naming each one as the date down to the nearest like millisecond or something, just so that each one has a unique name. But you could put like the username before it. Just if you're saving multiple people, you could have directories for each user or something. So let's just try and storage app. Yeah, so these are the videos. Literally 5. So let's just check that that is. In literally 5 minutes time, yeah. There is a new. Yeah, so it seems to have worked. So I could go into more detail on each of these functions, but there's not really much point. If you want to copy what's there, then literally I'll just get it all in shot so you can all copy it down. But that's literally how it works to get save people's stories. So what you can do is maybe have a loop if you've got everyone's username saved in a database, you could loop through each username and then replace this with the actual username from the database, and that's how you could loop through quite a lot of profiles and save the stories that way. So let's do another example. Let's do friending and unfriending somebody. So I'm just going to save as again, just so I've got that login. Right, so this is a new file, so I'm just going to put so we're going to need some parts of this. So I'm going to keep that to get the PK and then just delete everything from this story feed. Right. So let's see. So to follow somebody, we're going to look at the library. And this bit of code to follow somebody is in source, request, and then people.php. And then if you just search for follow, it's literally just one function just to follow that user. So you can do so if you do get their PK first, which we looked at how to do before, and then you literally just do people and follow and that PK, and it should follow them. So let's just see if it works. Can't remember what I called it. Friend. Ah, forgot to change this. Uh, I'm just going to have a look at my phone and see if it's worked, but judging from this response, it's looking like it has worked. So now the status of that friendship is following. And yeah, I've just checked on my phone and it's followed them. So then literally to unfollow somebody. And this is how a lot of those bots that you see on Instagram work. They just follow random people, and then they'll have some kind of queued job that runs in a few days, and then they'll have a list of all these PKs, and then they can literally just do unfollow on them. Because a lot of the time on Instagram, when you follow somebody, they mutually follow you back, just out of being nice, I suppose. So you can just once they might even check to see if they follow you back, and then as soon as they do, they'll run another code that will unfollow. So let's just see if this works. This is still saying the same thing. Oh yes, following false. Yeah, so that's worked now. So that's unfollowed that user as well, which is pretty crazy that you can do all this just through PHP. And like I say, you use this at your own risk. I'm not sure what the legalities of using it are, but obviously it's just for a bit of fun. Like I would never recommend using this to like spam people or anything like that because nobody likes that. So the last thing I'm going to do is how to like an image. So let's create a new command. So let's delete this. I'll remember to change the class name this time. Right, so let's have a look another look at this library. So I think what we need to do, I think it's timeline. It could be people actually. Yeah, so this is one way you could check to see if you're friended to that user or not. Yeah, you can get who that person is following or who follows them just from their PK. I don't think it's on this one actually. Could be on media actually. Let's try account. It's been a while since I've done this. I think this is just things to do with your own account. Pretty sure it's on this. I think this looks what we're looking for. So this is going to get us a list of the the images that person has uploaded. So let's just give it a try. So we're in request, and then timeline. So if we do, what was the last one? People. Oops. So if we do feed equals IG timeline. Oops, what was that? Get user feed. Let's just dump this feed and see what we get back. Oh, I need to give it a name. Just call it like image. I must have undone that. Yeah, so that's just because the class name is different. So let's just try it again. Alright, let's see. It literally gives you everything about the images, so there's quite a lot of stuff. I'll just take one as an example. So each image has its own PK as well. So if we get, I think we have to call get items on this then. So it returns, it tells you here what it returns. So it's a user feed response. So if we go into responses and go to that, we'll be able to do more with what we get back. So response, user feed response. Yeah, so it's this get items that we need, which will get us the actual list of what's in that feed. So let's just try that. So items equals feed get items. See if that gives us anything different. Let's dump that out and see what we get. I've put my font quite large so that everyone can read it, but it's quite hard to read a lot of stuff on the screen. So I think what this does then, it gives you an array of every image. But I think it only goes up to so much before you have to paginate. I think it might be the first like 20 images or something like that. Let's just get, so this is one of them here. So it's return the model item. So you can get the PK from. So let's just go and have a look at this in the library. So model item. So I think it's yeah, response model, and then item. So then from that item you can get so it's got this get PK method on it. So let's do that and get the PK. I think that's what we need to like the image. I think that's the last thing that we need. So just for this example, I'm just gonna say item equals items 0 just to get the first one. You might not want to do this, but just for the sake of showing you how it works. So let's just check that one more time and make sure we're just getting one image on its own. Yeah, so this is, we should be able to do the get PK now to get that one image as PK. So let's just try that. Yeah, so that random string there is the PK of that image. So I think every image on Instagram must have a unique PK, so there's quite a lot of them. So then let's have a look how we like that image. So we're going to need to go back to requests, and then I think it's on media, and then let's search for like. Yeah, so like a media item. So it just needs, I think the media ID is a PK, I'm hoping that anyway. So let's do, I think we can just do IG media and then like and then the PK. So let's try that. So it's, let's see if it works. I'll just have a quick look on my phone and see if it's worked. Yeah, so that's worked. Let's see if it tells you here. It says okay, so I'm guessing it. If it says okay, then it probably has worked. But yeah, I've just checked on my phone and it's worked. So yeah, that's pretty much the basics of it. There's so many more things that you can do in this, but it just takes a bit of searching through this library. There's quite a few things in, if you go in examples, and then there's quite a few different examples that you can do, like upload an album, which is like multiple images. You can pretty much just copy and paste this in and it'll work. Upload to your story, upload a video, upload a poll. There's so many different things. If hopefully this has helped you. If it has, please subscribe because it helps me and it makes me feel good that I've helped other people learn something new as well. I'm going to try and do a video every week now, so if you want to learn new things in PHP and Laravel, give me a subscribe and a like. And if you've got any questions of anything Laravel, just comment in one of the videos and I'll try and answer your question for you. Just about to go in for my Laravel certification, so I'm trying to learn every single part of Laravel, so any questions will probably just help me revise even better. So thanks for watching. See you next week.